30 men, 30 women, one dream to main event WrestleMania. And it all starts off here at the first initial stop on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, City Predicting Community, let's get ready to once again fucking rumble! This is the Royal Rumble. Welcome, everybody, to the discussion. Hello, everybody. Look at this crowd of enthusiasts. I am once again Noel Foster here, and welcome back to City Predicting, courtesy of Super Bible Studios. I am here with an incredible conglomeration of excited, enthusiastic professional wrestling fans and enthusiasts, and of course, predictors. And bigger to those that are tuning in by the live or on demand, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Become part of the Predictions League. You'll find the forum in the chat. Support my friends. Support our passions. If you want to dictate the conversation, PayPal super chat, as simple as that. But your opinions, predictions matter too. As we discussed, please let your predictions be known as well as your hype in the chat. Shout out to you, Safet. Good to see you. And of course, I hope everybody has a great time and a great fun conversation here. Before we get into all this, let's go ahead and introduce the panel and get initial thoughts. First up, making his Simply Predicting debut, a newcomer to the Super Reliable Studios and a great friend and also a great mind. It is an absolute pleasure to have Rugged Rose, represented by DJ. DJ,
yo, what's up, everyone?
How you doing, man? How you feeling about the Royal Rumble this weekend?
I am excited. I can't predict anything. That's what's so exciting about it. No one knows what the fuck's gonna happen, and it's amazing. This is what wrestling is supposed to be.
Yeah, isn't that a crazy concept where predictability actually isn't necessarily a thing? Damn it. What a crazy thought. Well, thank you, DJ, for that. We'll get back to you here momentarily. Dwayne Atkinson, good to have you back once again, part of the City Predicting community. How you feel about the Royal Rumble, my friend? I know you've been very enthusiastic to be part of these panels and conversations.
Oh, good God, I'm so ready. I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. I agree with DJ. Hey, it's a great time to be part of professional wrestling. For once again, we actually have the element of surprise for the Royal Rumble because nobody really knows, men or women, who they're going to go with. So we're going to see. We're going to have a great conversation tonight. I'm looking forward to this one, man.
Well, I know one gentleman that certainly approves all of that and more because this, in my opinion, is where he shines the brightest. Also a newcomer here to Summer Studios in commentary. And I got to say, he's been a great addition to the commentary family with play-by-play for WWE. He is also our lead sports analyst and commentator. He also will be, of course, leading the Super Bowl. Please welcome back from the sports bar. It is, of course, Stat Boy Mikey. Mike, good to see you. How you feeling about the Royal Rumble, my friend? It's once again that time where you have to shine with all the stats.
Oh, you have no idea, man. It's a plethora of numbers. It's not just the 2 minutes or the 90 seconds that it takes for one wrestler to come in and throw someone over the top rope. You got to keep that clock moving. You got to keep an eye on who's going in, who's going out. You got to know how many times they've been in the Rumble. You got to know who they've thrown out. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And the work never gets done. And I'm ready for it. Let's go.
All right. Good freaking deal. Always a pleasure to have a longtime friend across all Predictions League, one of my fellow horsemen of predictions, as he predicts everything with me. Doesn't win, though. Shout out to Jeff Chadwick and Mark Griffith, though, because, again, they're my fellow horseman predictions. Chris, good to see you once again. I know you're going to say it's going to be great, and I hope you're in a great mood, my friend. How you feel about the Royal Rumble this weekend?
Hey, everybody. I'm feeling good about the Royal Rumble. I am off from work on Saturday, so I'll be getting ready for the Rumble. I want to give a shout out to my brother, Chaz, who won with me last year in Simply Predicting. I want to wish him a happy early 35th birthday. His birthday is on Saturday. And I also want to give a shout out to Triple H. Congratulations on being inducted into this year's WWE class of Hall of Fame. And good luck to everybody that is competing this year in WWE Prediction League. And say yeah to NoDQ.com.
Yeah. and also say a thank you to a man that we all appreciate who is simply reliable, even though together that's what we are. But this man alone has been literally the renaissance in rebuilding this studio, now christened the Simply Reliable Studios. Always great to have Walter Cruz. Walter, good to see you, my friend. How you feeling about the Royal Rumble this weekend? As he always works double team, it seems.
I'm extra hype. I'm on the diving board on the end of it, ready to jump into the deepest part of the pool. I'm just ready to go.
I love it. And of course, representing Meltdown, a friend of Jeff Chavik, also, of course, recently was part of Wrestling Roundtable episode 100. It was great to be part of that. It's good to have Justin back in the Simply Predicting community. Justin, how you feeling about the Royal Rumble, my friend? Good to see you.
Honestly, Royal Rumble to me is one of my most favorite pay-per-views of them all. So anytime the Royal Rumble comes around, I'm always excited for it. So this year should not be any different. But no, I'm glad to be back here, and yeah, I'm ready to get started.
Yeah, fair enough. And certainly last but not least, it is always good to see him, even though I know he's going to say that. I always appreciate him. Also a fellow hardworking person, and he is going to cook a 5-star dish tonight in one match that I've challenged him in. Talk more about that later. Always a pleasure to have back here the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. JJ, here we go again, my friend. Good to see you once more. How you feel about the Royal Rumble this weekend?
Well, as always, it is good to be seen, good sir. We've got a hell of a panel here. It's great to see so many people on Simply Predicting with as few matches as we have. I feel that's a true testament to the product that WWE is currently putting out right now, that this many people wanted to be on the No DQ predictions, wanted to be on Simply Predicting. People asking if they can pop into the pre-show panel with us on Saturday to give thoughts. You know, reaching out to a new friend and member of the team and DJ and getting him here. Welcome to the family, good sir. And I'm curious to see where everybody's head is at, because I feel like there's your heavy favorites, but everything is so subjective. There's so many different ways specifically that the Rumble matches can go. I feel like the other two matches is going to kind of be pretty cut and dry. We can almost do the whole give one person the microphone. Do you agree? Raise hands. But the Rumbles, I feel like, are so meaty. There's so many different ingredients in this witch's brew that Paul Levesque is concocting for us on Saturday. I'm stoked and I'm ready.
Well executed, well eloquently said, my friend. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to Emmanuel Dominguez and Arlene, of course, great friends and MVPs of Simply Reliable Studios, with supporting, of course, everything that we do here in the forums at Predictions Entertainment. Again, always fun to have them part of the leagues. They will be back on the show again soon, but again, priorities over passions. But it's still great to have both of them, as always. Their support and love in the chat. And Emmanuel and Arlene, it's always great to see or, of course, engage with both of you. But yeah, again, I already talked about my hype on the No DQ panel. Please go check out the No DQ official Predictions League panel with Gino, Matthew, Mr. Tito, very rare appearance, TJS, Aaron Riff, and me. We, of course, initially started talking about the Royal Rumble. But I think without further ado, Simply Predicting community, panel, enthusiasts, professional wrestling fans, damn it, first-time comers and continued followers. Let's get right into it! Again, it is once again time to kick off the road to WrestleMania as we head Saturday to the Royal Rumble. This year, it comes to us from Indianapolis, Indiana. And also, it starts 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please adjust your clocks, your sleep schedules, and, of course, anything else, reminders accordingly. We'll be going live with our own pre-show hype, probably, I would say maybe an hour beforehand, if not more. depending on what else might come to our minds after tonight, and if we want a second serving of what JJ brings forward tonight when we get to that match. You'll know here in a little bit. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to the 19 of you so far that has become part of this year's WPLE Predictions League, including that limited to my favorite name ever, Big and underscore Space. We got Marshall Leonard. We got Draco. Shout out to HW fam. Sienna Chanel, Con Andrew, Tino DQ, Charlene Dash Mars, Ian, Alistair, Richard Morales, even a couple of you here on this panel. So nicely done to all of you. And again, folks, get your predictions in, become part of the fun. And Jerry's World, Pop, good to see you in the chat. And Lily, maybe Lily can challenge her husband this year and embarrass him if she beats him in predictions. Not that I'm trying to start anything, I'm just saying. Anyway, watch your back, Walter, verbally and physically. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. I think JJ had a great idea because let's be honest here. We're here for the Royal Rumble because there is so much to take away from both in what could come from them, in who could show up in them, and what could be made on WrestleMania following them. So let's go ahead and kick things off with what I feel is the undercard. I'll kick things off here and make it short, sweet, and simple for the match that I think everybody is going to be unanimous upon. I'd be shocked if you aren't. Let's go ahead and talk about the undisputed WWE Championship to kick things off. It's, of course, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, defending the gold against, quote unquote, the self-proclaimed real WWE Undisputed Champion, holding the ring belt hostage, Kevin Owens. Of course, this saga has been going on since Bash of the Berlin after Kevin Owens refused to pull the trigger because he didn't want to injure his friend. We had a follow-up at Saturday night's main event where Cody Rhodes was dropped with a pile driver after Kevin Owens already dropped Randy Orton with one. You look at the proverbial insults and the shirt parodies as we continue from there. And now we have reached a point of no return where this, I would say, mini saga has to end as we're at the trilogy of this storyline. And it comes forward in a ladder match. The only way to win is to climb the ladder, seize both titles. You're officially the undisputed WWE champion. And as far as I'm concerned, this storyline with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens ends. And we know who's going to be main eventing WrestleMania. So, again, it's been a really fun way to see it. It's got to be Cody. It's been a very, really fun way to see how this story has developed and Kevin Owens going back to that prize fighter identity. But when you look at the biggest money offering for a WrestleMania main event, you got to look at the figurehead, the face of the company. In what could be a WTF moment, I can't see right now them pulling Cody Rhodes anywhere outside the main event of WrestleMania. I got Cody winning. Now, as usual in City Predicting, when it comes to the match panel, when it comes to undercard matches, even on a smarter like this, I usually set up a disposition with somebody else, and then we put it out there for a poll of opposite opinion, whether we agree or disagree. If there's no opposing opinion, then obviously declare it unanimous. So now the poll has been set for Cody Rhodes retaining. Do we have any opposite opinion? Going once.
This guy right here.
What?
So hear me out, because I'm going to pitch something to you guys, because I feel like WWE's been leaving too many breadcrumbs leading to this.
Go for it.
I think Kevin Owens might win this thing, and for one reason why. I think Randy Orton's going to come back, cost Cody the title, because Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania does not need the belt, but Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens does. For Sami Zayn to win the big one this year at Mania. I think Sami Zayn, they're leading too many breadcrumbs for Sami Zayn to finally get his big WrestleMania moment. And who's the perfect guy to take the championship off than Kevin Owens? And if there's any time to pull something like this off, I think this could be setting it up. But that's just me possibly overbooking the thing.
Well, I must say I admire that optimistic, polarized booking and what I thought was going to be the most unanimous match of the night. So, brilliant idea there, DJ. And yeah, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, they've never had that WrestleMania moment against one another. And Sami Zayn, if he's going to help himself, that's one way of doing
it did. Yes, it did.
Well, the tag title, yes. Singles wise, though, I think that's where you.
No,
really
they had a 1-on-1 at, was it 2021?
Yeah, but that was just a sub grudge match. It wasn't even for the World Championship. This would be the World Championship.
I see what you're saying.
Well, I get it. But I do acknowledge, Mikey, you had your hand before we move forward, even though that's a very interesting thought. What do you guys say real quick, Mikey?
First off to DJ, The track record for Kevin Owens beating Cody Rhodes is horrible. He does hold a victory over him. However, it was in the Fatal 5-Way for the IC title. And then Cody was Stardust. Therefore, you can say, or Kevin can say, I've beaten you. But Kevin has never pinned Cody or Stardust in that manner. The one-on-one match you're talking about is from April 18th, 2022. Cody won that match by countout. And the rest have all been Cody has even won the tag belts from Kevin. So, and also let me say this, the Royal Rumble, when it comes to championship matches, the rarity, and Renegade has said this many times as well, when we were watching the Rumble together, the match there is kind of like a filler, kind of like, okay, the title is being put up for grabs, but 95% out of 100, the champ is going to retain. So, I don't see Kevin getting the title yet. If they want to play Kevin versus Sami at Mania for the belt, put Kevin in the chamber and have the champ. And if Cody retains, then have Cody lose the belt at Chamber, and do it that way. And also, Sami can be the wild card in this. Sami has screwed up the haluva kick twice, only because somebody moved. And we know, if you know, Sami and Kevin, their rivalry is going to goes back all the way to PWG. We know their story. I mean, and it's one of the greatest stories ever written. So, Kevin pulling this off, and I'm sorry to bring up this sports analogy, but if Kevin pulls off this victory, then the Chiefs are going to win without any controversy in the Super Bowl.
My only rebuttal to that is, Mike, you're usually right. You're right in having that aspect, but this is the first Rumble in the stadium show. I think Triple H is going to try to make this really, really big and impressive in as big as fashion as he can. This is one of the big four shows.
Agreed.
This is the road to WrestleMania. What is a bigger wrench to throw in everyone's WrestleMania thoughts right now than Cody Rhodes not main eventing and being the champion, and Kevin Owens is? That's all I'm saying. I'm just overbooking it. That's the only reason I'm picking this. I know logically I should pick Cody and Cody the winner, but I think the Kevin Owens thing might be the way they're going.
With Paul tradition of that, there is a sense of unpredictability sometimes that does happen in WWE. And again, I'm surprised, like Nestor, somehow you guys have once again made it possible to have a little bit more conversation out of a match that seems completely obvious, even though Kevin Owens, for many, is justified. Justin, I saw your hand, then we'll go to Chris. Justin, you got something to say real quick? Go ahead.
So I don't disagree with him. I do not disagree with him. I honestly do think that anything... Look, it's like we all said, anything can happen at the Royal Rumble. This is WWE that we're talking about. Anything can happen at the Royal Rumble. It's unpredictable. Here's my thought, though. If Cody was to retain, and that's who I'm picking, it would be because of Randy Orton possibly coming back at the Royal Rumble and screwing over Kevin Owens.
Okay.
However, if Kevin Owens was to win, I think it would be because of the bloodline getting involved. And I'm not talking about Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman kind of bloodline. I'm talking about Solo, Jacob, and Tonga Vailoa. Those guys. So I got Cody win, but don't be surprised if Kevin Owens walks out of Indianapolis with the WWE Championship.
All right. Interesting thought. And again, I think there are some people that might be tired of Cody Rhodes' run. I think somebody before here has talked about championships and long runs, whether or not they're necessary or not. But anyway, it's 80% Cody, 20% Kevin. So DJ necessarily isn't too far-fetched in his booking because other people probably think of a similar matter. And I do think people are ready to see a change for the Undisputed WWE Championship. But I'm pretty sure at this point, more people are on the idea of you're going to get Cody in your main event marquee this year at WrestleMania going in as champion. Okay. Well, still, very interesting discussion. As I see he was thinking, but he didn't have his hand up. But I do acknowledge Chris having a hand up real quick before I move on. Chris, what do you guys say in closing? Before I'm looking at you, I see you cooking. I'm looking at you. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, here's my booking with this. I have Cody retaining by the help of Randy Orton because we all have to understand Kevin Owens took out Randy Orton by a power driver that move that is banned in wrestling. Kevin took Randy out. So it makes sense to have Randy come back, get revenge on Kevin Owens for taking him out, and they could do Randy Orton, Kevin Owens at the Chamber or even WrestleMania because we truly didn't have the one-on-one match between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton back at Crown Jewel from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia back in November. We never had that one-on-one match. So I'm going to say this, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens at the Chamber, or they're going to save it for WrestleMania.
So I just want to rebuttal that with a question. Why did KO pile drive Randy? What did Randy do?
Because he's there. That's why.
No, he took Cody's side. He did it because of Cody. Randy's the type of guy not to blame the guy, but the guy who caused it. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. All right, I'm just looking around real quick, just making sure I see anyone in the chat. Oh. Yes, Dwayne, I saw that.
Yeah, I will bring this up one time. If all y'all bring it up, why put Sami Zayn in the storyline if he ain't gonna do nothing involved? I think possibly he'll come in here and possibly accidentally kick Randy Orton in this one as well. So it's interesting to see. Everybody's got great thoughts and ideas on this one. It's just, Sami Zayn is going to be a benefactor somehow in this match, whether it be for or against Cody. I could see him probably actually kicking Kevin and helping Cody on this one.
What they say about a snake, and again, Renorm's a viper. Never trust a viper. You all right, brother?
Yeah, I'm good.
I just want to make sure. Shout out, by the way, to good old JM Jeff Meacham. Get well soon, brother. We're looking forward to having you back on City Predicting in the near future. I do also think that there is a final legacy to be written at some point with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton as well, if you follow their careers as long as I have. But again, we'll have to see. Still, very unique conversation all around, and I'm impressed, guys. Nice job. And then JJ, again, so far, he's stewing. All right, but either way, majority going with Cody. But Kevin Owens, is he justifying his claims? More people will say yes. All right. Well, that was good. Nicely done. Let's go on. Switch gears. And this is not brought to you by Ricola. But shout out to the Cleaver Con Andrew, always giving some prime cuts. Again, folks, protect yourself against the elements here. This world is crazy, and so is Mother Nature. That's for daggum sure. Appreciate you, brother. Let's go ahead and move into our next match where, again, maybe it's not as obvious as I thought, but you tell me, who gets it done? In 3 or in 2? Let's talk about the tag team titles real quick here for SmackDown, not Raw. It's SmackDown. It's NXT versus It's DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns, 2 out of 3 falls match. This stems up the fact that DIY turned heelish. They beat Motor City Machine Guns over dubious means that the Motor City Machine Guns came into WWE shortly last year, beat the Bloodline storyline moment-wise, but still they did beat the Bloodline, call what you will. And of course, since then, Motor City Machine Guns, they've been waiting to get back after the championships in their tragedy obligated rematch. Now we got 2 out of 3 falls, determine the better team. So whether you look at Motor City Machine Guns' previous history with the likes of Beer Money, or you look at DIY's previous history with the Revival, when it comes to multi-series matches or 2 out of 3 falls matches, you kind of can look at both teams and almost think that this is going to be literally going to the third fall regardless. The question is whether or not DIY once again finds a way to win through with shenanigans, or more the Machine Guns prove that they are the better tag team right now in the entire SmackDown tag team division, the brand that actually has a tag team division, not named NXT. I simply said on no DQ that I think that it's going to go to 3 falls. I think it's going to be justified for tag team wrestling. And I do think that the titles are going to go back to Motion Machine Guns because DIY had a moment where they were baby faces in Toronto against the Revival in 2 out of 3 falls. So I think it's kind of poetic here if the baby faces have a moment here at the Royal Rumble where we're seeing tag titles defended and who knows how long in WWE PLE, just saying, that the Motion Machine Guns get that. So I'm going with new tag champions. And Colin giving his thoughts here real quick. He's going with DIY. Well, there you go. Already polar opposites. With 3 with crooked intentions. Whoop, there goes Chris. And Walter, I see already we got a disagreement. So whose side are you going with? Let's go to you next.
I think I agree that it's going to go all 3 falls. Most of the time when they book that, it goes 3 falls. It's like very rarely when somebody just wins the first 2. But the reason I feel like DIY is retaining is because I think Pretty Deadly is going to end up going face and they're going to get those titles. They're going to get tired of these empty promises by DIY and they're going to end up getting Pretty Deadly versus DIY, and Pretty Deadly is going to end up the tag team champs.
No.
Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you. I was thinking the same
No,
exact thing.
no.
Thank you. I
God,
do not want Pretty Dreary on my TV as tag champs. I'm sorry.
I don't
Sorry,
want to
but
my
yes,
TV,
boy.
period. No,
Jay-
no.
Okay, that being said, it's nice to hear words versus you coughing your lungs out. So I hope you're okay in case that happens in my weather. JJ, what do you guys say regarding? Well, I know how you feel about Pretty Deadly, particularly considering they were in your NXT. What do you guys say regarding this title match? This should be interesting.
Well, to Walter's thing, let me just say, yes, boy. But I agree. DIY is going to retain here.
Oh.
I feel like this is going to be a very schmozzy match, and we're going to end up starting a build to a multi-man match at Mania, possibly TLC, DIY, Machine Guns, Pretty Deadly, Street Profits, Los Garza, and possibly one more team. Whether it's a bloodline contingent, whether it's Fraxium coming up from NXT to get involved, because they've been holding down the NXT tag division, they want to move up, or whether it's the WrestleMania return of the Hardy Boys. 6-team TLC Mania, the 5 teams I named, and question mark for the rest. But DIY retains to get there.
Okay. Before I give it to Statboy, then I saw Justin's hand. Believe it or not, guys, it's 50-50 across 20 polls right now in slight favor of the champions. DIY at 52%, while Motion Machine Guns are at 48%. So this is definitely a polarizing match. And JJ, last year we had a multi-person tag team showcase to unify the titles in a ladder match. You just wanted to throw all the tag teams again in our tag team showcase. We've done that like 2 years in a row now. I'm just saying. But anyway.
Doesn't matter. And for the record, Natalie picked DIY as well.
Don't our truthness and shout again to Natalie, the most soulful voice here at Subaru Studios on Karaoke Nights. But by the way, who does she pick for? Do I even have to ask? But I'm just going to make it official. Who did you pick for Cody versus Kevin Owens?
Cody.
Okay, just want to make sure. Smart lady.
Reluctantly, but Cody.
Reluctantly. No, she feels. Okay. Statboy, I saw your hand. What do you got to say regarding this? Go get Chris.
I like both teams. I mean, I like Johnny Wrestling. I like Ciampa. But I haven't said this in a while. Hail Sabin. Hail Sabin. The belts come back to the Machine Guns because Alex Shelley, and Chris Sabin, I go all the way back to the Indies with those guys. Sabin was one of my favorites, especially in the X division as well. in TNA. So the belts are coming home, but they're going to put on an excellent match. And if there's a bonus point, which I think there should be on this question, will it go 3 falls? Absolutely. You can't have anything less because of the way the card is stacked up with the only 4 matches. These matches have to go for a while. You can't have backstage stuff. Sure, you can have the Hall of Fame announcement and things like that, but these guys are going to put on a banger of a match. And the only reason I'm saying that is because of Sheamus and Drew McIntyre eating hot wings earlier today.
Oh, good grief. The freaking hot stuff or hot shots, whatever challenge. That's a whole different conversation. All
I
right.
never heard more F-bombs from Trinity guys than ever.
Well, I mean, they were formally involved, and I mean, again, you're freaking putting your body on fire. That will make you cough out your dang lungs for legitimate reason. That kind of does happen. Justin, I did see your hand. You got something to say real quick regarding this? I can renegade back here. There we go.
Yeah, I actually do, because the last time the tag titles were ever defended on PLE was of course last year's WrestleMania. So this is actually the first time in months that we've seen the tag team titles being defended at a PLE. However, as much as I love the Motor City Machine Guns,
Choose your words, Justin. Choose your words, Justin.
I don't see DIY losing the tag team titles. It's gonna go 3 falls, with of course DIY going 1 fall, and then Motor City. Why do I keep calling them Motor City?
Motor City? What the hell?
I don't know. Okay, let me just put it this way: MCMG. There, I'm just gonna say that from now on. But yes, DIY retains over MCMG.
The battle of abbreviations, JJ, apparently. Good grief almighty.
Right?
All right. Well, that being said, a very split-based conversation. So we'll see what happens. So I like the fact that, one, this match got a little bit more justice and respect for the legacy of these tag teams and tag team wrestlers being presented here versus no DQ. Good grief. TJS, wake up, bruv. And also, I do like the fact that there are, fair arguments for both sides. Does DIY get involved? Do the Street Profits come back on our screens? Because what was the last daggum thing they did? We saw those Garzas and Pretty Deadly, I think, have fallout in tag matches. So there's a lot of aspects towards this, and whether or not it goes to Motor Machine Guns and we reset the division, or you throw all the teams into a ridiculous tag team showcase once again, maybe not with ladders this time at WrestleMania. Who's to say? But I like the fact that this is a very polarizing match. But again, I'm not going against the most influential tag team in TNA history on their first PLE in WWE. MCMG for the victory. Okay. Well, yes, JJ.
The only reason why I'm going against them is because I feel it would be better to give them the Mania moment as opposed to a Rumble moment.
Fair. I can, respect that thought also. But again, this friggin' feels like WrestleMania because it's a stadium with over 60,000 people. Hell of a start. So again, the jury's out. All right. Well, great conversations with what feels like the undercard. Now let's get into things, shall we? You ready to fucking rumble? Because folks, like Pat McAfee says, how finna in Indianapolis. Hey, let's go. We're going to kick things off, ladies first, with the women. Let's go ahead and talk about the 30 women Royal Rumble match. And so far, your known participants are Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, Io Sky. 20 to be announced. Thank you, CBS Sports, for that update. Okay, guys, you know how this goes. We so far are very young still in the women's Royal Rumble history. There's never been a consecutive winner. There has not yet been a two-time winner under any circumstance. And so far, people are literally betting on, to JJ's chagrin, horse women, outside one other person that's been involved in WrestleMania for a number of years, successfully under golden intentions. Now, that being said, here's how fun this gets. Everybody is going to get 3 picks. You're going to pick your primary worth 3, your secondary worth 2, and wild card or WTF worth 1. But not only that, you are also going to pick who is your Iron Woman, or who's the number 1, if you're going to call it that, however you want to term it number 1. You're going to pick the very first entrant and the number 30th entrant. So good luck to all of you. Let's see how long this goes and how deep this goes, shall we? And because he is the newcomer here, I am going to present DJ with the chance to kick things off here first. So DJ, the floor is yours. Who's your 3 women to win? Who you got number 1 and who you got number 30? Good luck.
So, no, my winner, I have Jordan. I think I think I pitched this to JJ yesterday. I have Jordan Grace winning just because I think Rhea needs a viable challenger because she's pretty much beaten everyone on the roster not named Bianca Belair. And Jordan would be a good new challenger for Rhea, and she'd be even a better person to take that belt off of Rhea. Because I don't think anyone wants to see another long Rhea Ripley title reign. I think her holding it until Mania is long enough for this title reign. Drop it to Jordan Grace, instantly make Jordan Grace a brand new star, and I think that could be interesting. And looking forward to, other TNA talent coming up now who want to see how it looks on the other side of the pasture. My number 2 would be Charlotte, obviously, because never bet against a Flair.
Accurate.
Number 3, and kind of a controversial take, AJ Lee. She's my surprise pick. I think she's going to come in and maybe do something with Roxanne, most likely, because Roxanne's coming up because she's doing stuff with Bayley right now. But I think they'll end that by Chamber, so AJ Lee and her can do whatever they want at Mania. I think that's the possible Mania match this year. But that's just me. That's me hot shot booking because, that's what I love to do.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. There's a great friend, go farm an armbar, ARMBM at submission point in the General Jerry Slaughter. That is definitely a very unique mind for booking as well. And I spread that. Speaking of booking, let's get cooking as we're going to go counterclockwise here. Saving the man with the stats last. So, JJ, you're on the bubble now. So who's your 3 to win, and who's your number 1, and who's your number 30, and what's your aspect on the women's world? I'm considering there is a lot more surprise factor. I think that is more the intrigue than what people may call the obvious winner. Go for it, brother.
All right. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Before I go down the yellow brick road with my thoughts, let me go ahead and get my daughters out of the way.
Please do.
Her number 1 choice, not entry number 1, but number 1 pick to win, is the master of the glow herself, Naomi. Her second choice, Naomi's current tag team partner, the EST of the WWE, Miss Bianca Belair.
Good choices.
Her third choice, and honestly, I almost messaged her back saying I'm disowning her because of this one, Liv Morgan. She's got Liv for her number 3.
Okay.
For the number 1 entry, she's going with the former hugger, Bayley. For her number 30, she's going with the queen, Charlotte Flair.
Duly noted.
Now that we've gotten all those out of the way, let's just discuss how much I differ from my daughter now, shall we?
I don't know. You got your work cut out for you in this one, man.
My number 1 choice to win this here, and I'm going to go ahead and throw this out here on the table. I already figure to kind of to be like Godsmack and stand alone here. Although my number 1, I do agree with DJ here. I got Jordan Grace for my winner of the Rumble. A lot of the same things he said. Me and him kind of went back and forth about it in the spaces. These are why you need to check out the X spaces, ladies and gentlemen. So much good conversation there on a social media site that is known for its toxicity. There are those little gems, and they are called spaces. You just signed Jordan Grace. It is already announced. The world knows it. She is wrestling tomorrow in Dallas, Texas, Queen's Gambit VIP Wrestling, as they try to establish a first ever VIP women's champion. She's losing her first round match because she's debuting Saturday in the Rumble, despite the fact that she's trying to throw people off the scent, telling people that she's got to plan her mom's 50th birthday party. Nice try, Jordan. If we didn't already know that you were booked this weekend, if we weren't already covering this event because we knew you were booked for it, and it's probably your last indie date, we'd believe you. Not, but I'm just saying. You want to make a star. You want to establish Jordan Grace as a top-tier caliber challenger in the women's division. You have her win the Rumble.
Yep.
Whether she goes after Mommy or she goes after Tiffy, doesn't matter. Because as much as Tiffy is the quintessential blonde Barbie, Jordan is the antithesis of that. So right there, you've got a reason to have them face off. My number 2 choice to win the Rumble. Similar reasons for why I'm picking Jordan Grace. You want to establish somebody on the main roster. You want them to get thrust into serious contention and titles. I'm going with the prodigy, Roxanne Perez, as my number 2 pick. My number 3, much to my chagrin, I'm going Charlotte. I don't want Charlotte. I would rather Liv win than Charlotte. But she's Charlotte Flair. I don't know about her being number 30. It makes sense. But I would save number 30 for a surprise. Somebody we don't know is coming back. If I really want to fuck with people, I'm bringing Charlotte in at number 15 because she'd be going for her 15th championship. We know she's technically at 16 because of her 2 NXTs, but for whatever reason, main roster doesn't count it, so she's a 14-time champion. Bring her in at 15 since she's going for number 15. I think number 1, this is hard.
Right?
Picking the order of entries is always the hardest part.
Thanks, Aaron.
Well, this was my idea. If you remember, I pitched this to you when we did stuff a while back, and then I actually messaged Aaron and was like, what if we did this? And he was like, that's a good idea. We'll go with that.
Okay, so JJ is the bearer of Matt.
So I will take the hatred here.
That's all good.
Number 1, and I'm only going to do this because I know that she is a favorite of DJ's, and I know that you had to make sure that you pointed out I had her on the graphic. Nia Jax. I feel like she still has something to prove. She has been a dominant competitor since her return. Queen of the Ring, won the championship. Better run than she had her first time through. Let her come in at number 1, and I think you might actually be able to rid her of her stigma.
You just want me to suffer. That's what you want.
Damn right.
That's what
I
it
want
is.
you to have to sit
No,
with 29 other
gave this
bitches
wonderful
looking
soliloquy
at
after
Nia Jax. The
you gave
fridge,
this
as you call her.
wonderful explanation and soliloquy, and then you're just like, that's why we got to have her at 901. But the real reason is you just want me to suffer.
Yep.
You just want me to
No,
sit there
I
and
believe.
criticize every
Look,
second of Nia Jax in the ring, and
look.
You
just sit
triggered
there and look at
TJ.
every single
I have.
detail.
I knew I was going to too, because he calls her the fridge. Okay. I mean every word I said about Nia. Y'all have to remember, I missed her botchy run. I missed her injuring everybody run because it was during my hiatus.
Right.
I only really know this era of Nia. And so I don't see what everybody else bitches about.
Look, if you need a match that recently has happened, look back at Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax. Nia damn near murders the girl half the match.
I mean, a bonsai drop will murder anybody's chest, to be fair, but you
And
did
no,
drop a
but
little
that
higher.
was like a shoot bonsai drop. She put all of her weight into Lyra's chest on that one, to where now when you see her do one on Bailey, she barely touches the girl.
As for number 30, I wish I had a sound effect because a storm will return.
All right.
That's the sound effect.
Now you got to get that lightning.
Okay, note to self, update sound effects in the studio. All right, so you got Jordan Grace, Rosa Perez, Charlotte Flair, and 1 and 3 respectfully, Nia Jax, or the fridge, and Jade Cargill. Interesting stuff, JJ, and definitely very opposite versus your daughter. I approve.
And I don't think anybody else is going to have my same thought process here. Jordan Grace,
That's what I love about
possibly,
this.
but I don't see anybody else having my same thoughts here. Good to
Case
see
in
Pop
point.
in the chat. Pop
Yeah.
actually joined my space earlier today when we were having Rumble conversation. DJ got to interact with my dad a little bit. It was awesome.
Oh, nice. Well, when I get a new phone or I have time, I'll definitely have to try and see what that space is like, even though I'm still heavily anti-social introverted. But God bless you for creating a tribalism-free space on such a tribalistic-heavy zone. But that's all I got to say about that. And good to see it pop in interesting thoughts. And now
All
we
right,
go to
Chris, extend the hand. Get the hot tag, Chris. It's on you.
Yeah, high five. There, okay, that was wrong way, but I'll allow it. Chris, now on you. Your 3 picks, you're number 1, you're number 3 before your device fries again.
Well, sorry about that. It keeps kicking me in and out and hearing people like robots. So that's why it's been kicking me out.
All right.
In the other match, before I get to this, the other match, I do have DIY retaining the tag team championships on Saturday.
Okay.
Now
the win.
My 3 picks are going to be my number 3 for the women is Io Sky. Number 2 is the man Becky Lynch. And my number 1 is they've been doing the vignettes with this person similar to Cody Rhodes back in 2023. And you know what happened? He won the Royal Rumble, and I feel she is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble on Saturday. If you put 2 to 2 together, it happens. I'm going with Charlotte Flair as my number 1 because it's going to be, if Charlotte wins, she's going to take on Tiffany Stratton for that women's championship at WrestleMania. If Becky wins, we're going to get a rematch with her and Rhea Ripley, and they're going to run it back at WrestleMania with Io Sky. It could be Io versus Rhea, and that would be a banger of a match between Rhea and Io because they teased it on the Go Home show for Saturday night's main event back in December when both Rhea and Io holding the women's championship. So that technically means, or they pivoting towards Rhea and Io at WrestleMania. My number 1 entrant, I could change this as of before Saturday or during Saturday. I'm going to say number 1 is going to be Nia Jax. I'm going to agree with JJ on that. And number 30, I'm going to go with Becky Lynch.
Ah, so the man comes back to town. All right. Well, we'll see what sort of reaction that gets. And again, she's been teased to come back. So, I mean, there's that. Predominantly, though, you guys are definitely not wrong when it comes to your key pick to win for those that are thinking so far about the queen end of it yet, because I'm already seeing over 13 picks for Charlotte Flair as the top pick as he goes back into the darkness, and JJ for that matter, also for Boots. All right, Dwayne, let's go ahead and get your thoughts. So who's your 3 to win the I got you, Walter, once we get to
I just wanted to do something for JJ real quick.
What?
My bad.
And the storm plays with JJ returning to the airways.
Wow.
Stay tuned. I'm not going to bring up a weather map here because I know one time we turned this literally into a weather show. I'm not trying to do that again. Dwayne, I'm sure you got better weather down there than probably here in the Midwest, but let's go ahead and see what you think regarding the Women's Royal Rumble match. Your 3 picks, your number 1, your number 30. Go ahead, sir.
Just for say, I've already put my picks in, but I may be changing or editing them. That is. Let me see. Where am I at? Women's match, right? Okay.
Yes.
So my number 3 pick is Bianca. Because rumor going around, it's going to be Bianca versus Rhea Ripley. However, I'd rather see personally what Chris brought up. I want to see Bianca and Charlotte, for the fact is that Charlotte's the only full horseman that Bianca hasn't had a pinfall at WrestleMania. So it could be happening. I don't know. My number 2 pick is, unfortunately, this is subject to change between now and then, but right now I got Becky Lynch. She's returning. There are also rumors about her and Rhea Ripley again, but you know what? We had that last year. Do we really want another repeat from WrestleMania 40? I don't. My number 1 pick is pretty much what everybody is saying is Charlotte. I don't see anybody besides Charlotte winning it, but I've been saying it for a while. I want to see her and Tiffany Stratton 1-on-1. Whether it be at Mania, I don't care, but it's going to be fire regardless what it is. And what are the other 2 picks we have?
Your number 1 and your number 30.
Entrance. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm going simple. Unless your name is Rhea Ripley, you're not going to win this match at number 1. So I'm keeping it simple. I'm going to say something like Ivy Nile.
Oh.
And number 30, this is also subject to change because I have Becky Lynch as 30, but I want to go back and change this one right now, and I will as soon as this it ends. I'm going AJ Lee.
Oh my gosh, that place is gonna blow up if we hear Light It Up. Don't play Light It Up. Don't play some generic Death Rebel AI generated. Don't care if he's a real person. Don't need no freaking generic guitar playing theme for freaking AJ Lee. Dadgummit. Anyway, all right. With interesting stuff. JJ just freaking laughed when I said that. I know you proved to me he's a real person. I don't care. His music sounds like AI could do stuff better. Anyway, I've won. Welcome, our new computer overlords. All right, Justin. Now it's on you. So what do you guys say regarding your 3 picks to win the Women's Royal Rumble and your number 1 and number 30? Just to add a little food for thought, there's a lot of different number 2s, but the biggest number 2 right now picked between Becky, Charlotte, and Sky. So, Justin, what you guys say?
Yeah, none of my picks have Charlotte Flair in it.
JJ approved.
Good man. Good man. Hashtag Renegade approved.
So my number 3 pick for the women to win is AJ Lee. My number 2 pick to win it, Roxanne Perez. My number 1 pick to win it, shockingly, is Naomi. Now, number 1 entrant, the Fringe, Nia Jax.
DJ, I love how the fridge gimmick has already gotten over.
And
I love it too. Thank you.
What have you
I
done?
I will say this: the number 30 to come out, Stephanie Volker.
Ooh, NXT.
Ooh.
I mean,
Not a bad guess there.
no.
I'll take that one.
When you consider again that there's 20 unknown women, how many women are down there in NXT, JJ? And we saw what happened last year in the Royal Rumble and also years before. Roxanne wasn't involved last year. I could see Stephanie. I could see Jada Parker.
If the rumor reel is correct, there's only 3 women from NXT coming in this year. Now I don't know. I have seen the dirt sheets on who they will be. Stephanie is one of them. So yes, I could see that.
All right, I like that food for thought though. And at this point, I mean, not wrong, but again, you have so many women that are unknown as far as could be in there. I'm sure he's waiting for his mamacita, but again, accurate. All right, Walter. Well,
Thank you, Emmanuel. This is something that's been going through my head all day. The Rumble is so new and so stacked. We don't need a 2-time or a back-to-back.
Amen.
I agree. Plus, it's only been around since 2000 freaking 18. Yeah, we've got 2025 the year. All right, Walter. Well, now it's on you. I saw your hand on there, so feel free to express your thought from something earlier you had in mind. Let's get your 3 picks and your number 1 and your number 30. The third pick choice, by the way, it's all over the place between Bailey, Becky, Jade, Jordan. A couple people might pick Raquel, just to put it out there. I love all the literal different opinions here. Nobody here is unanimous. I love that. Walter, it's on you. Your 3 picks, your number 1, your number 30, and go ahead and share your thought from earlier. It's on you, brother.
The hand up was just for the sound effect. Let's play the sound effect. But well, first of all, let me adjust my brother and my damn wife trolling me. No, I'm not gonna pick Lola and Mamacita. Yeah, I feel like she'll make an appearance, but be real, ain't no effing way she's gonna win. So save the chancleta. You don't have to throw it at me.
But do you think she could be the number 1?
I mean,
she could possibly.
That's still somewhere you could pick her. I mean, I'm gonna throw this at you while you start cooking, Walter, because I know my boy here. What are the chances? And let's throw dirt sheet rumors aside. What are the chances that we could get Lola and Jada as 1 and 2 to carry their rivalry to the main roster for a minute and a half to show what the fuck NXT's been cooking?
Oh boy.
Yep. That high chances, but I didn't go there. I think Lola will be in it, but I didn't go there. So let me do the winners first. So my first pick, unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of her, but just it's for the points. I did go for Charlotte Flair. I just think that's the obvious. The second one, I went with Jordan Grace. And the third one, I went with, like you knew I was going to do this one, Jade Cargill. Like, I feel like she's going to come back and immediately throw Naomi's ass out, and they need to continue that story. But in terms of the number 1, now, to JJ's point, you got to take Grace and make an impact. I actually feel like if you give her the number 1 spot and let her go all the way to the final 4, you showcase why you signed her, and you make her look good. I really think Jordan Grace is going to be the number 1 entrant. So, like, and you showcase her like that, and you give her that Gunther spot, maybe even the final 2. You give her that Gunther spot, she's made star in WWE under everybody's eyes right there. Do what you did with Gunther last year. And then for number 30, I'm going to go with Jade Cargill.
Everyone wants that storm to arrive, but is she going to win or is she going to rip Naomi or Bianca Belair's head off when she finds out who attacked her, or if she remembers who attacked her again? All right, fair enough. Lily says, boo. Okay, well, yes, JJ, I see your hand real quick, brother.
My only issue with bringing Jordan in at number 1 is she was number 5 last year.
Yes.
I feel like, you want to throw her a little bit later since she was so early last year.
Yeah, we saw the face-off she had with the likes of Ivy Nile and Bianca Belair as well. And no worries there. All right, well, let's go ahead and get to the man that's about all the stats and gives us an idea of what's been going for his mind, just to give him a little bit more ways to mess with his brain. Most pit number 1 entrant right now across the board, there's names from Chelsea Green, the MVP from last year, in my opinion. Ivy Nile, Jordan Grace, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair the most predominant, Bailey, and number 30 right now. People are all over the board with AJ Lee, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and I don't know why someone said Rhea Ripley. They must have forgot she was champion. That'd be crazy if she threw herself in there. But all right, Mikey, what do you got to say regarding the Women's Royal Rumble? What's your 3 picks and your number 1 and number 30?
I have changed my picks based off of everybody's opinions because they're all so damn good. It's this is
that's what happens here instead of predicting.
This is why I love the Rumble and I hate the Rumble so much, because I'm looking over my stats, I'm looking over the numbers, I'm listening to what everybody says. So my top 3 that I want to win, I'm going to go with number 1, Charlotte, number 2, Bianca, and number 3, Jordan.
Okay.
I'm going to put Bianca in as number 1, with my reasoning being she's entered at number 2 and she's entered at number 3. So this year, give her the number 1 spot. That way the stat can come up, oh, she's entered in the first 3 spots in the Rumble. That's my logic behind that.
Fair.
There's going to be a ton of surprises. There's going to be a ton of shocking moments. We know this. AJ's going to come out probably. That'd be great. I'd love to see that happen. I'd love to see Jade come back. I totally agree with you. Is she going to come in for the Rumble? Is she going to join up with her sisters, or is she going to rip their heads off? Absolutely, it's warranted. I'm going to put Nia at number 30 so they can give her the stat that she's been number 30 3 times. So we'll let the stats or the overall reasoning behind it. Also, with Bianca at number 1, she literally only needs 4 minutes to officially join the men in the top 10 cumulative overall time spent in the Rumble. She's at 3 hours 5 minutes, and I believe CM Punk is at 3 hours 9 minutes. So let's almost guarantee her, because if you put Bianca in at number 1 and then say Jade comes in at number 3, or Jade even comes back and as a non-entrant and ruins Bianca's moment to make her not get into the top 10, you'll give her enough time to get in there. So it's all stat based, and believe me, the surprise entrants are going to drive me nuts on Rumble Day, because I've got the stats for the 10 ladies that have been announced. The other 20? Oh.
May I make a suggestion for you, Mikey?
Go for it, my brother.
Go through the active women's roster and at least get the stats for all of them. Because even though, we'll just throw a random name in there. Let's throw like a Chelsea Green or a Piper Niven.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they haven't been announced, the likelihood of them entering is pretty solid, because we still need 20 people.
Right.
Yep.
So do your research for those names. That way you've at least got those handy. And then it's only, the legends or the call-ups that you really need to worry about.
Or TNA.
Yeah, because there's always the possibility of Masha Slamovich taking the Jordan Grace role from last year, coming in as the current reigning defending Knockouts champion.
Yep.
Let me pose this to you real quick before we go to the men's rumble, because while everyone was talking, my brain started cooking. And again, let me just preface it by saying I don't see this happening.
Okay.
But ...
Yeah.
Mikey, when was the last time WrestleMania was in Vegas?
The last time WrestleMania was in Vegas that I absolutely am certain is WrestleMania 9.
Yeah, and who got screwed out of the main event in that one so that brother could take over the real main event?
Brett.
Does he have any family on the WWE roster?
Yeah, he has a very beautiful niece that we all know and love.
Is there any chance in hell she could get a little bit of comeuppance by getting that WrestleMania moment that she so rightly deserves and getting that back for her uncle?
She absolutely deserves it. I mean, I love Natty just as much as I love Natalie, but if that, let's say the wrestling gods are paying attention to your beautiful booking and they actually take your advice, this will erase everything bad that has happened to Natalya since who knows when. Every loss, everything that she's gone through will just disappear if this moment takes place for her. Absolutely, brother. Well said.
And Noah, did you actually put the fridge next to Naya's name in the ticker?
Yes.
Yes.
God damn it, bro.
DJ's a trend starter.
See, JJ meant to turn me heel, but I accidentally turned myself into a baby face.
What's up, Chris?
You're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. I forgot to mention about some of my surprise entrances for the Royal Rumble.
You can throw a couple names out since we're talking about it. Go ahead.
The NXT people that I see is definitely Roxanne Perez. I could definitely see Julia. I could definitely see Stephanie Valkyr. I could definitely see Jada Parker. I could definitely see Lash Legend.
Lash Legend, there's a name that hasn't been mentioned at all.
If we're gonna go with TNA, the only TNA person I could really think of is Masha Slamovich. Maybe they could go and get Mickie James with her husband Nick Aldis. What we could see maybe Gail Kim. If we're talking about big surprises, maybe receive the returning of Asuka. If she is ready or not, I could see Alexa Bliss coming back. Maybe Carmella coming back. Nikki Bella coming back. And let's get this name.
You said a couple of names, right, Noah?
Yeah, about to say, what happened? What happened to the couple? You did a lexicon, all right? I think you covered enough of the women there.
Let's just get this out of the way. AJ Lee will not be making an appearance. Let's just get that out of the way.
All right, fair enough.
What do you want to bet?
Here we go.
Here we go. I'm just going to shush and let this bet happen. Go for it. Chris.
What?
Come on, light it up.
He's taking my shtick. I'm the gambling one. I'm the one with the gambling problem here. Remember?
I think he froze.
I'm just watching.
He's not gambling. He's just watching, but he's spectating.
Okay. So then let's not. Don't put your balls on the table if you're not ready to stand behind that shit.
Just keep in mind, AJ Lee's been posting a lot of social media today.
God, bro.
Random.
That was brutal.
I got nothing to say.
Me neither.
Okay, then.
I'll make what JJ said more polite. Don't rack the balls if you're not ready to play pool.
Thank you.
I can respect that Billards reference, but also, in the words of Dwayne Atkinson, damn!
Where did that come from? I'd like to know. I want to find that spot. I'll steal it.
Hey, if you're not willing to go 88 miles an hour, don't jump in the DeLorean.
Okay.
Okay, well, that I actually understand, and even I don't watch movies anymore. All right. Well, that being said, good grief, that went a whole different tangent. But good stuff, guys. Nice fantasy booking, great dynamics across the board. We're looking beyond the horsemen of NXT previous generation. We're looking at this next generation of women. We're figuring about TNA, NXT, how it could be involved with the Rumble, what could come out of it. Last Legend, Bianca Belair, will be very interesting to me personally as a one-on-one face-to-face, considering, yes, JJ, I saw the tag title match despite my thoughts on women's tag team titles. Great match, though, by all 4 women this past Tuesday on NXT. Respect. But that being said, guys, a lot of fun, a lot of chat, a lot of talk, like any circumstances. But let's go ahead and get to the match that we're really here for that has so much going for it. And now I will present Master Chef JJ once I officially welcome in, because I don't think it's going to be any argument that this has to fracking be the main event. Let's go ahead and talk about the men's Royal Rumble match. Again, JJ, that screen cap. Where's Roman? I'm just saying. You should have waited till the one came up. Let's go ahead and talk about the men's Royal Rumble match, shall we? Star-studded across the board since probably the early 90s, not 2008, early 2000s, whatever you want to call it. This might have every potential to be the greatest, most unpredictable, wild, cause and effect Royal Rumble's match in men's Royal Rumble history. And JJ, you're kicking things off. Here are the names, folks, so far. We have, say it with me, L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Very good. We also, of course, have John Cena, CM Punk. Thank you very much. Jey Uso, CM Punk. Oh, excuse me. The one true tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And by the way, congratulations to Roman Reigns being the cover of WWE 2K25. We also have Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio. Can he pull what he did in 2006? All signs say no. Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, and 15 to be determined. All right, JJ. Now, you and I have talked a lot verbatim about this Rumble since the year began, but you and I also talked a lot previously before anyone else came on screen about what we both think about this. I gave some subtle different thoughts on the no DQ panel, but I've already been thinking differently since then. I'm not wearing a turtleneck, and my name's not Steve Jobs. But you kick this thing off. So who is your 3 to win the men's Royal Rumble? And do you have an Iron Man? Do you have a unique number 1? Do you have a unique circumstance? Who's the very last person when the countdown hits 30? The floor is yours, JJ. Go ahead and cook a 5-star dish and give me the winners for this year's men's Royal Rumble.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Renegade of Wrestling, J.J. Williams.
I should give him a solo shot for this almost.
Now, before I begin to wax philosophical, let me once again take a brief detour to my daughter. Her number 1 pick to win the Rumble is everybody's tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
I'm not surprised with that one bit.
Her number 2 pick to win the Rumble comes from a neighboring state to Indiana, Illinois. The second city saint, Chick Magnet Punk. And her number 3 pick to win the entire thing goes back to the bloodline, as he is main event. Yeet! Jey Uso.
All right.
Her number 1 entry to the Rumble, I think he used to run a children's hospital in Tijuana, kind of went MIA. You now know him as Sami Zayn.
Oh, well, Generico.
And her number 30 is the man we cannot see. So, now that I've gotten that out of the way.
Let's see how polar opposite you are with this one.
Oh, we are polar opposite once again.
It's interdicting a family community where nobody agrees. Continue, JJ.
I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Entry number 1 into the Rumble, in my opinion. You want something that's going to get a crowd response. I know a lot of people on the No DQ panel were talking about Jey Uso so you can get that entrance. He was number 1 last year.
I
I
said that.
don't think they're going to run him back as number 1 this year. I'm going with Trick Williams.
Okay.
We're
I
going to
like
get
that.
65 grand whooping that trick.
What?
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
No. Thank goodness Booker T would not be on commentary.
Can you imagine Michael Cole's version of that? Wow.
Oh, God.
Number 30. And Noah, I hope you're ready with the button. Your current reigning and defending TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
You son of a bitch.
Let's get the gimmick out of the way. That way we don't have to do it 1,500 more times.
Yeah, fair enough.
But seriously, there was a while here where I thought him being in the middle of the pack would be perfect because you want people in the ring. But then I started to think a little bit longer, and I'm starting to think about commentary, especially since 3 of the 7 of us in this room do commentary on a consistent basis for these events. You've got the number 30 slot left. You've already had, NXT call-ups. You've had Hall of Famers. You've had, former champions. You've had returns. What left is there to see in the Royal Rumble? And then his music hits. Because everybody is going to be expecting it. Aaron Rift likes to say highly unlikely in all likelihood. I think Vegas, you have to give them like $1 million to get $1,000,001 back on the odds that Joe Hendry's going to be in this fucking Rumble. So you wait till the last number. You start to erase doubts. Holy shit. All these names have come. We've seen Nick Nemeth. We've seen maybe Jeff Hardy. We've seen Randy Orton. We've seen whoever. What else is there to see? And then you pull the trigger. So number 30, I'm going with Joe Hendry. Now, we're going to the picks.
Yes.
My number 1 choice to win the Rumble is my daughter's number 2 pick. I'm going with the Second City Saint, CM Punk.
Okay.
Now's when it gets really hard because I don't see Roman doing it. I feel that Punk is cashing in his favor when it's him and Roman and making Roman eliminate himself so that Punk gets his main event spot at Mania. That's how I book the favor.
Break the internet. Wow.
No kidding. What the fuck?
And then once Roman eliminates himself and Punk wins, you have The Rock come out. Not necessarily entering himself in the Rumble, but he confronts Roman. You're supposed to be the head of the table. You're supposed to be the tribal chief. You're supposed to be the representative of our family. And you sacrifice yourself for this guy? The guy who I defeated at the 2012 Royal Rumble to take the championship off him, or was it 13? It blends together. In any event, And that's how we get to Rock Roman. Tribal Chief versus High Chief.
It was 2013, by the way. Also, you are freaking crazy. Continue.
Maybe.
No, he's right. It makes sense. And I'm not saying that just because he's my brother. He's actually making sense right now. If I see Roman do that, you think I'm going to lose my shit when Joe Henry gets on the stage? If I see Roman sacrifice himself and voluntarily eliminate himself, I'm going to take my computer and throw it off the ground.
Continue, JJ.
My number 2 pick to win the Royal Rumble is everybody's favorite Muppet animal, Sami Zayn. And I'm going with Sami because, and this is something I've pointed out, DJ will testify to this. I've pointed out in the spaces. I think I've pointed out on Shenanigans. Sami is one WrestleMania win from completing the triple threat at consecutive WrestleManias. He got the tag titles with KO at 39. He defeated Gunther for the IC title last year. All he has is a world title. And to get it at Mania 41, I mean, it's one of those Cinderella stories that the WWE loves to tell.
That's fair.
And especially because we know he probably wouldn't go for Cody. He's got that unfinished business with Gunther. He's defeated Gunther for a championship at Mania. He knows he can. That still leaves Cody free for whoever.
Right.
Number 3, my final pick. And it's a long shot. But it may not be as long of a shot as Sami Zayn. Ow! I'm going with the Samoan Werewolf.
Jacob Fatu!
I'm begging you. I am begging you. Let Jacob come into the ring, start to chuck some motherfuckers, and then the ruler of NXT comes in next and give me just a Jacob Femi face-off.
Stop it.
That's all I want.
Stop it.
They don't even have to touch Noah. Just give me a face-off. Plant seeds for when Femi comes to the roster.
I'm a little bit flabbergasted by that last idea, especially. But again, ladies and gentlemen, the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. Good.
You wanted me to go into the fantasy book of the Renegade.
Still waiting for that to be showing up on video, though. But yeah, you did that. Okay. Well, that's a hell of a setting ballot. Fair enough. And shout out to Natalie again. Thank you for her picks. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to Brandon Agason. Please follow him, folks. And social media, Gator Man. Again, get well soon, Brian. It was great having you. He gave me his picks for the Royal Rumble. He has his picks being number 3, Roman. Number 2, Cena. Number 1, CM Punk. Solo enters 1. And Jacob Fatu is 30. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to Josh Mansell, the Cleveland Cabanic. Good to see him in the chat. I also know he's been going through a lot of stuff. Hope he's doing well. He's got John Cena, CM Punk, and Braun Breaker as his top 3 picks. And again, you're definitely having people cook a lot. And it looks like someone decided to leave a tip. As we got, before we go to Chris here, Emmanuel with a $5 super chat. Fun fact from Royal Rumble, the last heel to win in 2017 was Randy Orton when he won for the Wyatt family. If you don't count 2016 with Triple H, heel is due. That's
is that Catboy approved?
Indeed. Yes.
Very good, Emmanuel. And that's fair because, yeah, literally the last few years, it's been about the baby faces. But one thing's for sure, we know Cody's not winning because he's actually the champion already. He's finished his story.
Thank God.
Imagine that. Can you imagine a 3-time consecutive Royal Rumble winner?
It's the only thing we haven't had. We've had back-to-back winners. We've had people win 3 times, but we've never had a three-peat.
As we were saying, right, Walter?
I'm already not a fan of repeat winners. Like, don't do that shit to me. You drive me nuts.
He's got enough two-time winners with the 4 that's known. All right, Chris. Well, now it's on you. Let's go ahead and get your 3 picks for the men's Royal Rumble. And your number 1, number 30. So far, by the way, the top pick for the men, it is pretty much between CM Punk and John Cena and Roman Reigns, respectfully, amongst the 25 that's put in picks so far. With some sprinkle in there with Finn Balor, which is a unique thought by somebody. Okay, Chris, floor is yours. We got to say regarding your 3 picks, your number 1, number 30. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I'm going to start off with my number 1 and my number 30. My number 1 to come into the men's Rumble, I'm going to go off of the limb and I'm going to say this person is going to go wire to wire. I'm going to say as of now, I have CM Punk being the number 1 entrant into the men's Royal Rumble match. I feel he's going to go wire to wire. My number 30 is going to be Roman Reigns. Now, here comes the picks. My number 1 pick to win the men's Royal Rumble is going to be CM Punk. And I feel in a way, and I'm going to agree with JJ, CM Punk is going to cash in that favor. And for some reason, maybe The Rock comes out or maybe the Bloodline comes out to help CM Punk win the Royal Rumble. I just feel in a way, or maybe Paul Heyman is going to cost Roman the Royal Rumble, because I do feel the final 2 for the men's Royal Rumble is going to be CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I feel that it's going to be the final 2, and then CM Punk is going to look at Paul Heyman and says, I want to cash in my favor. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Paul is going to cost Roman. CM Punk's going to eliminate Roman. Punk wins that. My second pick to win the men's Royal Rumble is going to be John Cena. And here's the thing. If CM Punk wins the Rumble, he's going to go off and face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Cena wins the Rumble. He's going off to face Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And my number 3 pick is going to be Seth freaking Rollins. And why I think Seth most likely could win the Rumble is, do I want him to face Cody for a 4th time? No, I don't want to see that happening for the 4th time. If I want to see that happening, I can go play WWE 2K24 or 2K25 to see that match again and again and again. Or if Rollins wins, he goes and faces Gunther. That would be a banger of a match at WrestleMania. And those are my 3 picks. And unfortunately, I have to get off at the moment. So thank you so much for allowing me to be on tonight. And catch you guys next time.
Get some rest, bro.
Bye, guys.
And there he goes. Very far as device, GTS is on him. Thank you, Christopher Ross. We'll see you next time on City Predicting. Follow me on social media, folks. Good luck in the league, my friend. Get some rest and shut up your device before it blows up. All right. Well, before we go to DJ, I do see a $2 super chat here. Emmanuel, extra points for calling the Iron Woman man. Not in the league, but maybe we'll talk about that more during our discussion. We continue to simply predict. Besides, Madman Riff, thanks to this guy over here, has already added 4 points because of these ideas, the number 1 and number 30. So clearly everybody out here is trying to make my work even more difficult as I track all you crazies. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, Emmanuel Dominguez. All right, DJ. Well, real quick pop here with Punk, McIntyre, Cena. He's got number 1 being Sammy and number 30 being Cena. And the number 2 across the poll here, it's mixed between John Cena, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk, which really seems to be the 3 names in everybody's mind. So, DJ, it's on you. What you guys say regarding the men's rumble? Your 3 picks, your number 1, your number 30. Go ahead.
All right. So at number 1, ooh, I've been sitting here thinking about it for the longest because Sammy really is right now the obvious option to go at number 1 to be the Iron Man. But I'm gonna go left field here. I'm gonna say it's a returning AJ Styles, just for the fuck of it. There have been plenty of guys to return from injuries way sooner than predicted. It's been too quiet on the AJ front. We haven't heard anything about any type of progress, like how you usually would with WWE.
Right.
AJ said, "Oh, there's been a setback, blah blah blah." But usually you say that when you're working and you're ahead of schedule. There hasn't been a setback with WWE medical in how long? So
in a moment.
almost never. So WWE has the best medical professionals around in terms of medical staff for athletes. And if there's anyone to come back early, and you saw the form AJ was in before he got injured, he'll be back sooner than we thought he was. So that's my number 1. Number 30, again, you might have to show the graphic because we all can agree it's going to be Joe Hendry. We all believe. We all believe.
I mean, we all believed. We all believe. We all believe. I'll just show the graphic. All right, continue. We're not going to overkill a gimmick.
All right. And then my 3 winners, number 1, I got Punk. I think this is the year of Punk. I think WWE's held it off too long, and I think this was one of his bargaining chips to sign to come back in the first place. I want my Mania main event. That's the only reason I'm coming back, to finish what I wanted in the first place. That's the only thing Punk hasn't done. He's done everything else he's wanted to in wrestling. There's nothing else for him to really accomplish in wrestling other than that main event. And I think this is the year. I don't think they tease him with the chase any longer. I think they finally give it to him this year. Number 2, I can see Sammy as the backup. If Punk doesn't win, they've been especially if my results goes through, Sammy could be a possibility, even though I see Sammy more winning at the Chamber than the Rumble. A Chamber win would be a lot bigger than Sammy, especially it's in Toronto, guys. You got to think about that.
I know. I thought about that.
Same.
So I see Sammy more winning the Rumble. But number 3, we got to go with the Tribal Chief. We can't take any big match that Roman's in. You have to have him highly odds favored as the winner. So Statboy Mike can attest to that probably. So I'm putting Roman in at 3, but I will put an honorable mention in there. Cena could win it. Cena could really. I'm throwing Cena in there as an honorable mention because I grew up as a Cena fan. I want him to win. It would be a wonderful way to start the story. I highly doubt it's going to happen, but the inner Cena fan in me who bought the t-shirts, who wore the stupid hats, who had a couple wristbands, wants him to just go on this Super Cena run one more time. Just beat everyone possible. Just don't put no one over. Take out that golden shovel one more time. Triple H is going in the Hall of Fame, okay?
All right. Fair enough. All right, JJ, I saw your hand up a moment ago, and also the thumbs down with the John Cena comment. What you guys say real quick before I give it to Justin?
2 things real quick, going off of what DJ said.
Man,
Let's not forget that it was 20 years ago that we got the original Summer of Punk. So let's not count that out. 2, to DJ. Does AJ return with the shitastic music that he had as a heel before he got injured? Or with the partnership, do we hear Get Ready to Fly or the OG I Am?
Oh my gosh.
I want I Am. I would love that. Now that they were with TNA, he comes out with that. If I wish they could make that as his new heel music if he comes out as a heel, but he's gonna get a babyface reaction because he's AJ Styles and everyone misses him.
I mean, Evil Ways was pretty cool though when his TNA run when he came back as the hooded vigilante that turned down Aces and Eights. Thank goodness. I mean, but yeah, anything's better than what WWE's doing. So for music wise,
I love that that. I would love for them to do that. Like my brother said the opposite of DJ. He said he would come out number 30 and then he would do that with the TNA music because of the relationship. So
And then think about this in AEW, we've got Jeff Jarrett and everybody's favorite father, Christian, using their old TNA themes. And in WWE, you'd have AJ Styles using his old TNA theme.
oh my gosh, the world would truly be one with actual theme music that matters in wrestling. Wouldn't that be a crazy thought? TNA always was one of my favorites when it came to music, no matter
And
what.
technically, R-Truth has been using his TNA theme for years because What's Up was his last TNA theme.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Oh crap, R-Truth's going to be in this Rumble again, isn't he? Oh no.
He's
All
gonna
I
grab the
know is
ladder.
all I know is if I see Nicolas Cage come in after R-Truth, I am fucking teleporting to Indianapolis. The man is a national treasure, must be protected at all costs.
No, he needs to be restrained, locked in a box without a key so he avoids causing mischief and chaos when he doesn't know where the hell he's at or what he's doing.
Listen, I'm mad no one's talking about the real Royal Rumble surprise we all should be waiting for. Titus O'Neil to come back, okay? And just to slide under the ring for us one
Titus
time
will
for
slide.
the OGs. We just need that in Triple H's era just to fully make this, a new era. Have Titus
Millions
come
of
in and
dollars.
just slide under the ring on purpose this time,
Oh
though.
no.
millions of
No.
dollars. Millions of dollars.
$1 million slide heard around the world. Oh my gosh.
Just imagine the pop he would get when he'd come out, though. Just, oh my God. And then as soon
No.
as he did the slide.
He should be number one and they give him a special entrance, just a long ass slip and slide all the way to the ring.
Well, they probably got a front LED board on that ringside. Thankfully, I would hope now where he won't try and slide. Otherwise, he'll crush his head against the LED board. But still, good. My respect to the Titus O'Neil, such a community leader for WWE community efforts, of course. Reason why he won the community award for the Hall of Fame. So, I mean, but again, still, DJ, but thanks for that moment. Oh, good grief. All right, Justin, it's on you. When it comes to the third choice pick, by the way, across the poll, there are so many choices from Seth freaking Rollins, The Rock, Roman, LA Knight, Joe Hendry, Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns the majority. But let's go ahead and get your thoughts now, Justin. Your 3 picks to win, and your number 1, your number 30. Go ahead.
Look, I started watching wrestling when John Cena came in as well, and here's where I'm gonna say this: Mr. You Can't See Me Man is not gonna see the main event at WrestleMania. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this. He's not gonna see it. Because I'm just gonna say this before I get my picks and my number 1, my number 30.
Go ahead.
Can anybody tell me when was the last time John Cena won a match in WWE? Stat Boy?
Muted. Botch. You're muted.
Luckily for me, I always have the John Cena Stat book on demand whenever necessary, and I can bring it up in just a quick second with one click of the mouse. The last time he won a match. Wait, do you want the last time he won a match or the last one-on-one match?
Last singles match because he won a tag match.
Any type of match, any type of win that he's had in WWE.
Any type of win. He won a 6-man tag on January 7th, 2019. It was him, Finn, and Seth against Bobby, Drew, and Dean. Seth pinned Dean in that one. And since then, it's been and then he had the last match of 2022. It was Roman and Sammy against him and Kevin. So there was that one. And he beat Jimmy and Solo with LA Knight as his partner.
There you go. All right.
October 7th, 2020.
So there you go. That's exactly why I'm not picking John Cena to win this Royal Rumble.
Even though this makes much more sense. But continue.
So, Now I get into my number one, my number three, my three picks.
Right.
Number one, it's going to be Roman Reigns. Hold on.
They gotta get order in
Number
order.
number 30, however, it's going to be a surprise return of Randy Orton. My three picks: Trick Williams, because he's going to go after the NXT Championship.
What?
Sami Zayn, because he's going to go after Gunther. And I think it's going to be Randy Orton, so he can go after Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Wow. That was a completely different dynamic of picks, but he literally covered all three championships. I kind of got to respect that. I know JJ does, considering it's his brand. Trick Williams win the Royal Rumble, though, and bring NXT to that level of Raw and SmackDown and picking that title for the win, considering how hell-bent he's been going after the ruler one-on-one. Very unique circumstances there, Justin. Respect. Well done. All right, Walter. Well, now it's on you. Let's get your three picks, your number one, number 30. The number one most suggested, by the way, by everybody for entry number one, it is Seth friggin' Rollins. More people have picked him more than anybody else, but other names have been suggested, including Penta, Chad Gable, Drew McIntyre, Joe Hendry, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and even Logan Paul. Walter, what's your three picks for the Royal Rumble? Your number one and number 30.
All right. I feel like me and JJ are going to be the most long-winded, but
I respect both of you.
Yeah, I'm going to go, all right, the number one entrant, because I just feel like they're going to do that because he's going to soak in all the boos. He's going to love it. Everybody's going to be like, why the fuck would you start with this? And it's for the big crowd reaction in the opposite way. I think the number one entrant is Logan Paul. And it's because it's already going to piss the hell out of the crowd. And they're like, why did you do this? And I think number 30 is the returning from Japan almost. After he just had that nice showing in New Japan, had the tag title. Well, not New Japan, but no. And he had the tag titles, and he just lost it. He is going to pop up in the room. I feel like they save him for these kind of moments. Like, that's really the only time he shows up. So I feel like almost is going to be number 30. Just so you can get the how the hell are they going to eliminate him type thing. Go ahead, JJ.
Since you mentioned him, I want to throw this to Noah real quick, since he's more of our Japanese person than anybody else. Do you feel it was a mistake for Omos to relinquish the tag title prior to the Rumble, when he could have showed up in the Rumble with the championship and then relinquished it at the Noah show after the Rumble?
Well, Shinsuke Nakamura did prove that you can bring a WWE championship to Pro Wrestling Noah and present it as such. So honestly, I will say with those circumstances, yes, because I do think it really shows how WWE is trying to work with other companies and also try and get a PLE in Tokyo, Japan, if not Japan itself, if not the Tokyo Dome. I think it was a mistake business-wise, but maybe there was some sort of disagreement with the Noah high-ups and WWE. And like maybe it's a different policy there when it comes to presenting their titles, I guess, on a WWE landscape. But I was holding out for it personally after Shinsuke Nakamura showed up against Uka Sasaki with the United States Championship. Anyway, back to you, Walter. But good point, JJ.
Yeah, I feel like it was a mistake too. You could have showcased that. But for in terms of winners, my number one is CM Punk. My number 3 is gonna be the man you can't see, John Cena. And the reason I saved number 2 for last is because I see it going two ways. My number 2, acknowledge him, is the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. The one scenario, you guys are saying that CM Punk cashes in his favor and he eliminates himself. I don't think you do that. I think the favor is Punk, is Roman winning. And Punk says you got to give up your spot. And the reason I feel like you do it later is because you got to milk it. you got to have Paul Heyman actually have to convince Roman to give it up. And I feel like you every week you get to see Paul begging him, like, I owe this man a favor. I did this. I had him join the but I need you to give up the spot. And Roman's like, no, I'm not giving up that spot. And then every week you just keep doing it. And you got to milk that. Maybe leading to, at Elimination Chamber, it's a one-on-one Punk Reigns. Winner gets the main event at WrestleMania. That way you add a one-on-one match to the Chamber, even though it's all about the Chamber. But now you got high stakes in a different match. Punk wins that, and he goes on to main event WrestleMania. Because then you can get an extra nugget of a match out of them. Number 2, you get a repeat in the opposite direction of 2015. What happened when Roman came out, won? The Rock came out in front of Philly to try to put Roman over, and the crowd booed the living shit out of him. They didn't want to see Roman win, right? This time, Rock surprises everybody. He goes to raise Roman's hand again to show number 1, and then this time he welcomes the boos by clotheslining Roman Reigns, beats the living shit out of him after the Rumble. Rock is not in the Rumble. It's Roman wins. He beats the shit out of Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring and says, I'll see you at Mania or Chamber, whatever you're going to do. But that sets up their one-on-one. Like, The Rock has to come out and do the beatdown and this time embrace the boos because he got booed and they took this shock. It really hurt him. You can see it on his face when you looked in 2015. He was like, holy shit, I can't even get Roman over. This time, he embraces the boos.
Wow. Okay. First off, Roman versus CM Punk one-on-one at Elimination Chamber. Never even thought about that being a possibility, considering the only fair probability Chamber was Chamber's going to define who faces the other world champion, and we know John Cena's going to be there. But that's a unique dynamic. I like that because in a way, you do somehow still preserve Roman Reigns to have the match at WrestleMania against either Cody Rhodes or The Rock. And necessary CM Punk, he gets his moment as well. So everybody wins. And you got something to look forward to on both nights. I like that dynamic
he's
a
not
lot.
just going to give up his spot because of some damn favor.
No.
You got to earn it. So, like...
That's fair. I mean, about to say. There's no handouts in WWE. All right. Well, that's definitely going to get more food for thought, I'm sure, once we conclude our predictions with the man with the stats once again. How poetic and fitting. All right, Stat Boy Mikey, it's on you to give your 3 picks, your number 1, number 30. As far as number 30 across the poll, picks have included number 2 for number 30. AJ Styles, CM Punk, Jacob Fatu, John Cena, Logan Paul, actually, with the most picks for number 30. Roman Reigns, and even The Rock. So what do you guys say regarding the Men's Rumble? Your 3 picks, your number 1 and number 30, before we go into maybe post-match discussions of the cause and effects and what ifs. Maybe further than what Walter was talking about when it comes to Chamber WrestleMania. Go ahead, Mikey.
I'm going to agree with my brother and say, Joe Hendry, number 30. Absolutely. Make the fans wait. And, the wrestling fans are not dumb, okay? As the Rumble progresses, they're going to start chanting for Joe Hendry. We know this. In fact, they're probably going to start waving their hands from side to side when number 28 comes out. And
keep saying his name before he actually appears. I see what you're doing.
Exactly. So we're going to get that. But I'm going to say put Cena at number 1. He hasn't done it. He's done number 30. Put him at number 1. Let the farewell tour start that way. If you don't have Henry come in at 30, have him come in at number 2. Have the dream match. Cena versus Joe Hendry for 90 seconds. Let them go at it. But I digress on that one. As far as my 3 picks, wow. You guys have made me change my order and everything else. I'm going to go with CM Punk wins. That's my top pick. I'm going to go Roman in the middle. And I'm going to go with the odd man out, and I'm going to go with Sammy. I wanted to put Cena, I really did, but if they put Cena in at number 1, they'll give him maybe 30 to 45 minutes. I don't see him going. If 45 minutes is the Iron Man rule, they'll give him that. they'll give him something, but they can't give him the win because, the honorable thing to do is lose. I get it. He came out there and he said, maybe I'll win the Royal Rumble. Maybe I'll win the Elimination Chamber. Maybe I'll win at WrestleMania. He's not saying, he's leaving it up there, maybe. So, hey, if he wins, he wins. More power to you. You've won it before. You've won it twice. And we've been teasing the who's going to be the second man to join Stone Cold and win it 3 times. And I did say this. I said this, I think, in a previous show. I said, let Cody come into the Rumble. And someone said, no, he's the champ. I said, so what? Who cares if he's the champ? Let him have the 3-peat. I mean, what's the harm, okay? Cody wins and retains. There's still spots available. I would have said the same thing with the women too. Let Rhea come in. Don't let Tiffany come in. I don't think the Rumble should be Tiffy time. I said Tiffy time enough. I've already said it twice. I'm not saying it a third time. But let Rhea, let Mommy go in there. Let Mommy be on top in the Rumble. Let Mommy, knock out 8 people and then get eliminated. And let the fans think, is the women's champion actually going to win the Rumble? And then we'll have Cody come in and do it. And maybe by some miracle, they let Cody win. And all our picks are wrong. Either way. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? If none of us have said, oh, Cody's going to win because Cody's not in the Rumble. We don't know that yet. We don't know what scheme in the mind of Paul Levesque is happening while trying to write his Hall of Fame speech, by the way. So it's going to be a Rumble proportions, I'll tell you that.
Fair enough. I think his brain also got fried there. I saw Justin's end first, then we'll go to Jada, then we'll talk about more about what we think could happen with the people we think don't win here, what they could be doing, because I think there's a different plan for the man you can't see. But Justin, go ahead, because I saw your hand up. What you got to say real quick before I give it to JJ?
So I wanted to bring up 3 surprise entrants that we might actually see, if you don't mind.
All right.
So I'm going to go to AEW for this one because he's no longer in AEW as of now. What if we get Lights Out and Aleister Black is in the ring?
No.
No, I'm saying no. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying that's a possibility. The second surprise entrance that I could see is Nick Namath, because where he lost the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, I could see that being a possibility. I think the name that no one is talking about that could possibly be it.
Yes.
I don't really watch NXT, but who's the North American champion down there for the men's?
Tony D'Angelo.
I think
with NXT.
I think he could be one of the surprise entrants for the men's Royal Rumble.
Okay. So I just want to put this out here, though, because here's what I'm hearing about John Cena, despite you going, yeah. Everyone's thinking about John Cena. Number 17, breaking Ric Flair's record. There's something else John Cena hasn't accomplished that Sheamus can't seem to accomplish either. He's never been WWE Intercontinental Champion. You don't think Braun Breaker isn't going to be in this Royal Rumble? Those two are going to finally meet face-to-face in the ring. I also look at people like Drew McIntyre, Seth freaking Rollins, that I think are more deserving. Hell, I'll even put Logan Paul with his athleticism in the mix. That are more deserving to take on Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Why a lot of our picks here, especially the 3 names we keep on circling, they're surrounding Cody Rhodes. Let's not leave out the World Heavyweight Champion, the Lean General Gunther in this. But I think there's a different road to the big gold reincarnated belt than the WWE Championship. And I think John Cena It's not about him running roughshod, beating the young once again with the proverbial golden shovel, recreating Nexus 2010. God, no. I think John Cena's last accolade should actually be the Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker. Not necessarily at WrestleMania either, but I think that's what they can give him before he's visually done by the end of the year. And Braun Breaker still puts him out at the end because Braun Breaker should go over, in my opinion. I think John Cena's on that road. So that's what I've been thinking. And as far as the World Heavyweight Championship, if you're Dragunov, it's not superseding this and facing the Ring General at WrestleMania, which I've been waiting for since TakeOver 36, then I kind of lean towards more Seth freaking Rollins, considering he's the guy that set the precipice for that championship in the first place and would be a major win in Gooper's continued rise as the Ring General, who's been champion now over 80% of his WWE career. Stat Boy approve?
Indeed.
Thank you, sir.
You're
It's
welcome.
also, again, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn. They've had this feud. They had this fallout. We've seen how many times they faced each other on Monday Night Raw. That could be like a sub-program. I don't want to leave Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre out of championship picture, but I think someone else can be built out of them competing in Elimination Chamber. So that's kind of one of the things I figure about with all these names that everyone wants to see win at the Royal Rumble, but I still see them being part of WrestleMania. You guys are still predominantly, though, I think 100% certain, though, in your thoughts, DJ included, when it comes to Roman Reigns and CM Punk somehow being involved against Cody Rhodes for the WWE title, The Rock and Cody and Roman being the ultimate stretch, triple threat, built out of that bad blood face-off vignette. And we still don't know what's in Cody's pocket when The Rock and Cody's story started last year at the Raw after WrestleMania. So that's just some thoughts that have been swirling around in my head, to say the least, just to give you all some maybe different aspects of opinion when it comes to who wins the Rumble. And even if they don't win, they can still be involved in WrestleMania in a different capacity, not necessarily for the World Championship. And I didn't even mention the likes of Randy Orton, which is also another thing where I really do think that Randy Orton and Kevin Owens is going to be the grudge match going into this WrestleMania versus LA Knight and AJ Styles at last year's WrestleMania, where LA Knight got the win over the Phenomenal One. So again, that's just some thoughts that have been rolling through my head. And I do see Jacob Fatu running roughshod here. I don't know if he's going to be Iron Man, but I think he could have the most impressive, most impactful, most long-lasting performance that we see in a long damn time. And whether or not Jey Uso once again is the Iron Man, that remains to be seen. Yes, Walter, I see your hand. What you gotta say, bro?
I don't think Fatu will be the Iron Man, but he'll be the MVP. Like, I think he's gonna have like Kane's spot, like maybe eliminate 11 people or something like in 01. He's gonna go nuts. Like, I really see that happening.
All right. Well, that being said, I see people also talking about the likes of Oba and Moose. One keeps asking for that. You gotta talk to Shawn Michaels. The typo's running in the freaking family. People have also talked about, that moment with Pat McAfee, Corey Graves. Was it shoot? Was it work? Are we going to get that as the celebratory type spotlight showcase match at WrestleMania? Again, that's a stretch, but still something to think about. Does The Rock show up? Does he still acknowledge Roman Reigns the way that he does? Been pulling the wool over our eyes ever since this Netflix era started, embracing Cody Rhodes just to leave you guys off the scent on continuing that story. Do you get the polarizing eventually, not for the championship, but the whole John Cena, Cody Rhodes face-to-face, where you give the audience a choice in what side that they pick? Again, there's just other thoughts that I have been thinking about. I would love to see AJ Styles back, but again, AJ Styles has been so quiet. I just don't know. But I do love the aspect of it, most definitely. Anyway, JJ, I saw your hand, so let's go ahead and get some of your thoughts after what I've been saying. I saw at one point you saw what I was stirring. I don't know if you agree with the recipe or have a different one. What else do you have to say regarding the Men's Rumble, cause and effect, winners, losers, WrestleMania intentions or aspects? Go for it.
In regards to John Cena, and again, DJ will co-sign with me on this because I know he's heard me cook this up in the spaces.
Oh, here we go.
I've been saying for a minute, you can't throw Cena the bone right off the bat. You've got to work to it. That's why I keep giving the thumbs down when people are bringing him up. And I know that Emmanuel approves of me and my thumbs down as much as Emmanuel loves the man you cannot see. You give Braun Breaker that match at Mania. Hell, let Braun eliminate Cena from the Rumble.
That's how
That
you
way
set it
you
up.
can get to the IC title. You have Cena win the IC title at Mania. Maybe his first match, singles match win after all these years is that match at Mania. Then he goes on his US title open challenge type with the IC title.
Mm-hmm.
You start letting him get some matches, have some of the NXT guys come up challenging Cena for this open challenge, and you let Cena go Super Cena beating all these guys. Now you're suddenly going to start getting the fans to start turning on him because he's vanquishing all this young talent that he should be making look good and putting over. You have Cena enter King of the Ring. You have him win King of the Ring.
I forgot that's a finger.
Cena has won the Rumble. He's won the Chamber. He's won Money in the Bank. He has never been King of the Ring.
Nope.
As of last year, the winner of King of the Ring gets the title shot at SummerSlam. So you have Cena challenge for the title at SummerSlam, having won King of the Ring. He wins number 17 there. Now, fans are really starting to kind of turn on Cena because you think of King of the Ring is supposed to make stars. So not only has he been vanquishing all these people in the open challenges, but he just ran through all the young guys in the tournament to become King of the Ring.
Right.
He wins number 17, and now the fans don't want to see it because he's beaten your Braun Breakers. He's beaten your Jacob Fatus. He's beaten your Tony D'Angelo's, your Trick Williamses, your Carmelo Hayeses. He's defeated all these guys. So now he wins number 17 and he's booed out the building. Which we all know Emmanuel's going to be booing anyways. Every match that Cena enters, Emmanuel's going to be booing. Now you get what Cena wanted to do in 2011, 2012. You get heel Cena for the first time since turning babyface as the Doctor of Thugonomics. And you have the rest of his run as a heel until he finally drops the title either at Survivor Series or Saturday night's main event in December, since we never get a December PLE anymore. And that's his final appearance.
Wow. Well,
and you've accomplished so much. He's gotten the Grand Slam. He's won King of the Ring, which he's never won. He got number 17. He went heel, which he wanted to do, but Vince wouldn't let him do. And he put somebody over on his way out, possibly even Braun Breaker, who he defeated for the IC title. He loses number 17 too.
And Braun
Full
Breaker becomes
circle.
world champion. And this is why JJ might as well be on the WWE creative team. DJ,
you gotta have a BS or a BA and 5 years. I looked on WWE careers to see if I could apply for the NXT creative position because it's my NXT. Damn it!
That's fair. That's fair. DJ, anything you want to add regarding anything that's been
God damn it, Emmanuel.
said or stirred? He actually might be asleep for all I know.
Oh, for some reason it wasn't letting me unmute, but no, not at the moment. Nothing to contribute. I'm just listening on this one.
And then the other thing I wanted to bring up is now that we have this partnership, do we think we may get an appearance from an agent for WWE that used to be in TNA? Could we get the WWE debut of the Monster Abyss?
Oh, would he just be Chris?
No. It has to be Abyss. He's got to come out with the mask, the gimmick, the whole nine.
The only way I see that happening if you have a monster clash face-off in the Royal Rumble with the likes of Braun Strowman trying to get back against Jacob Fatu, and somehow Bronson Reed repairs his ankle too, because those are your biggest monsters, not named Omos.
Or maybe Noah, for one night only, glorious return.
Don't get my hopes up about that. Don't get my hopes up about
If you
that.
do Abyss, you gotta have like where it's just AJ, Josh Alexander, and like another
It's a
TNA guy.
TNA ring.
When it's just them in the ring
AJ,
fighting, then you
Ruth,
just have
and
Abyss come
Abyss.
out. Yeah.
And all you go even Page joins the fray, the newer generation of TNA. Oh, good grief almighty.
Call
All
him
right.
the Asylum.
Right? The whole different form of asylum. Freaking
Glorious will
penitentiary.
probably produce that part.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I think that being said, I think we pretty much hit the point where we're just ready to turn it in and get ready for Saturday night. I cannot wait for this call with JJ and Statboy Mike, and I hope you all enjoyed the conversation tonight. Get your predictions in. Your predictions matter. The form, of course, is in the chat. It's in the comment section once these streams conclude. It's across social medias. DJ, an absolute pleasure. You definitely rocked and rolled across the predicting for the first time. I hope it's not your last time. Let's go around and do some plugs, and let's start with the man that I know is ready to bid. I do, because I know you got to get some rest. Been a pleasure, brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell people where they can find you.
Thank you, and I'm willing to come back whenever you guys will have me. Follow me
You're
on
always welcome.
X at cornyfan8876. We usually have our wrestling spaces every Friday and Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And everyone and anyone is welcome. All opinions are welcome.
That's
All right.
Corny with 2 N's. CORNNY fan. And what are the numbers again?
8876.
There you go, folks.
And yes, that's a Jim Cornette reference.
Watch
about
him,
to say.
please, because I'm currently one half of the reigning, defending trivia. No, I'm kidding.
That's right.
Well,
Hey, I rubbed it in his face the other day. The current reigning, defending IWC Rock and Ropes Trivia Tag Team Champions, Walter and Ryan from the Simply Reliable Studios.
They only beat the backup squad.
They weren't called the backup squad when you were talking your shit, DJ, talking about, oh, my young boy this, my young boy that, woo, woo, woo.
Boy.
Now all of a sudden, they're the backup squad.
I'll just say they almost lost to a 12-year-old. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, good night, guys. And looking forward to this Rumble, and looking forward to talking to you guys about it again later.
Most definitely. Take care, DJ. Thank you so much.
That
Good grief.
that 12-year-old knew his shit. I'll say that. I was like, damn.
And I had to tell him that if I had had my way, our A team would have been Jeff Meacham and Greg Cherry.
Exactly.
You want to talk shit about your top line that you didn't have? You had a backup squad for us too, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Game over. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up, guys. Like I said before, Justin, it was great having you back on Simply Predicting, my friend. Hope to see you again back here on the forum soon. Go ahead and plug and promote where can people find you and what you're up to.
Yeah, I'm always open for a WWE pay-per-view if you ever need me to. So you can find me where Noah is, and that's in MWL. We've reached Royal Riot, which is our version of Royal Rumble. Other than that, besides rooting for the Celtics, you can just find me anywhere on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Yeah, that's it.
There you go. His brain's shutting down. Well, thank you, Justin. I appreciate you. Again, the work of a stat boy is never done. In and out of the sports bar. Mike, again, it's always an absolute pleasure having you with the stats, especially for the Royal Rumble, the show of stats. I look forward to you challenging yourself even further during our call this Saturday. But in the meantime, where can people, of course, find and connect with you? And shout out to Dory Lou, by the way. Hope that she's doing well.
Dory Lou's doing great. We're just living our lives out here in Sevier County, doing our thing, working and everything else.
She's doing great until Super Bowl Sunday when she's going down to the Renegade.
Don't poke the bear, brother. Don't poke the bear. The bear will wake up and then I won't make it for Sunday.
Hey, and just remember, if Joe Hendry is in the Rumble, this man has to do color commentary on the Super Bowl with Statboy Mike.
Damn it, I forgot about that. Oh, no.
I haven't.
I'm
Follow
screwed.
me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. As Renegade had said, on February 9th is the call that I'll be doing on Super Bowl Sunday between the Eagles and the Chiefs. It is a rematch from 2 years ago. And let me tell you, it's I know I'm supposed to remain biased, and I even saw this when I watched back for the championship games, and it was tough for me to see the Bills lose to the Chiefs in the championship game. If the Chiefs pull off the miracle three-peat, I mean, there's already a nasty hashtag out there saying boycott Super Bowl. Please don't do that. I want you guys. If you guys boycott the Super Bowl, I'm going to be out of a job. I need to call this match. I need to call this.
They can boycott and not watch the other coverage, Mikey, as long as they watch you.
Exactly.
There you go.
Screw
Hey,
watching
Step Boy,
the professional coverage. Watch Mikey.
Can I interrupt you, Step Boy, for a second?
Go ahead, sir.
As a diehard New England Patriots fan who's been dealing with this dynasty, who's lived through my part of the dynasty, I was so rooting for the Bills to beat the Chiefs because I know the Chiefs got 4 Super Bowls right now, and if they win 2 more, then our dynasty is in trouble. So please, for the love of God, Eagles, fly your damn wings and beat the damn Chiefs.
Hell no. The refs are going to earn that bonus. Like my brother said, they ain't beating the Chiefs.
They have.
Good
Hell,
grief,
they're
almighty.
calling penalties right now. The Super Bowl hasn't even started. Eagles are starting behind in negative yardage already.
The foul, holding, first down. Good grief. Oy vey. All
Wow,
right.
you already know terms.
However,
I
did see that the Super Bowl logo is all blue for next year.
Go Cowboys.
Hey,
Yeah, right.
I approve of that. Shout out to my best friend from church. There you go. They're diehard Dallas Cowboys fans. God bless them. All right. Anyway, that's about as much as my sports is going to go. Appreciate you, Mikey. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Walter, again, the work's never done. I know we got work ahead this weekend, but go ahead because if anybody needs to be plugged, promoted, subscribe to. It is you, good sir. Go ahead and tell where people can connect and find you.
You can find me on X at Walter Alex Cruz. Hey, where's the graphic? No, put it up.
I don't think I have that in the simply. Oh wait, that's a different brand. Give me a second. That's right. Dadgummit. Boop. Gotta change that real quick because again, it's not
trying to save my life. You're trying to save my life.
I'm trying to save you, dude. You're putting yourself in a bigger hole. As always, go ahead. Dadgummit.
You can find us on Twitch at SRS1983, Twix and Blue Sky at Walter Alex Cruz, the Instagram Walter.Cruz.940, and of course the bread and butter of the at Rage of Wrestling YouTube channel. And yeah, like you said, subscribe, please.
The man only needs 8 more to hit 100. Let's get there before Saturday, y'all. Come on. If you're watching this right now and you're not subscribed to Rage of Wrestling, make that happen.
Simply put. And I completely endorse that. All right. Well, thank you, Walter. And again, I know that we have our own little fun prior to the pre-show of the Royal Rumble ahead of that as well. JJ, again, you work as much as Walter, if not more. We always appreciate you, my friend. I always love what you bring forward and cook. Again, magnifique, master chef, always a pleasure. Where can people find and connect with you? Because, of course, you've also been very busy, too, when you've been able to.
You can find me on Instagram, the Renegade JJ Williams, on X and Blue Sky, ROWJJ Williams, YouTube Casa D18 Studios. You can find me on X in the Spaces, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Real job work schedule permitting. You know, James introduced me to the Spaces. That's how I met DJ. That's how I met some other people that maybe we'll slowly bring in over the coming months. As toxic as X can be, man, the Spaces is a place to go for sanctuary and wrestling therapy, if you will. Great people, great conversations. You want to talk about busy. This man right here, who will not promote himself, is probably the hardest working man in wrestling this weekend. He did the no DQ predictions today at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. He just moderated this insanity for almost 2.5 hours. Tomorrow, VIP Wrestling out of Texas. Queen's Gambit, the first round of matches to determine the first ever VIP Women's Champion. Jordan Grace is going to be on the card. Tessa Blanchard is going to be on the card. There are 3 championship matches from other federations being defended, including the Ladies Night Out Championship that we called a WrestleCade weekend, and the Mission Pro Championship, as everybody's favorite BFF, Izzy Moreno, defends against the woman she defeated for the 3rd match in their trilogy, La Princesa Tiffany Nieves. Tiffany Nieves has been a bit of a belt collector herself. She's got at least 2, if not 3 championships going into this, including the NWA Exodus Championship, which I believe Exodus is EC3's NWA territory.
That is correct, sir.
So you've got that. Then comes Saturday. These 2 men are going to be doing their top 10 matches for the month of January at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Then we start our Rumble stuff at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific. When this man says that he wants to come on the stream an hour early to discuss wrestling because WWE is so fucking good right now, we accommodate him, because usually this jerk pops in like 10 minutes before the actual pay-per-view starts saying, okay, I'm here, let's get this shit going. But he suggested an hour early. I told Walter to do it at 5:30, 2:30. He said an hour, so we're like, fuck it. If no one wants to do an hour, we're doing an hour.
I mean, again, there's so much to figure about when you can just talk to each individual man's mindset going into the Royal Rumble. What if they don't win? What's ahead for them?
Yeah. And we still have SmackDown tomorrow that could change our minds.
And also add more participants to either Rumble thanks to this transfer portal.
Delete.
I'm hoping you're right.
I don't want more. That was something I talked about in the spaces yesterday. I wish we didn't know as many names as we do right now.
I agree.
I wish there was more question mark.
I will say this about this year's Rumbles, though. There are more question marks in this year's Rumble than there have been in recent Rumbles. So, again, progress thanks to Paul Triple H Levesque as we continue for this new era. So, take the win where you can.
And then we've got the shenanigans afterwards.
Yep. Then we sleep.
And then Noah has church the next day.
As always. And of course, I prepare for that and I sleep about 2 to 3 hours. And then I go there. And then once I do that, I come home and I take care of matters. And then I rest for the day into the evening and start the new week.
Yeah. And we want to talk about insanity. We want to talk about chaos. I shared this in the watch along group. April is already looking knucking futs. If you can pop that up, good sir.
Sure. Yeah.
And that doesn't even account for the Raw after Mania. That doesn't even account for the Hall of Fame. That's just what we know about so far for WrestleMania month that we are committed to, including not 1 but 2 retro PWG watch-alongs, April 1st and 2nd, as that'll be the 20th anniversary of my debut at PWG All-Star Weekend 1, nights 1 and 2. I was only there for night 1, but how can you set up night 2 without following through?
I'm about to say, yeah, I mean, come on, cause and effect. But also, Star's probably going to be involved. There probably is going to be some other promotion we might call for first time as we've been branching out here, Simple Studios, adding like a different promotion almost each month.
Look closely at WrestleMania week. Wednesday is Dragon Gate USA for the first time in the States in a decade.
Holy shit.
The 17th is Prestige Wrestling with the return of the Iconics.
Inspiration!
The 18th is GCW. The 19th, of course, is NXT and WWE, and the 20th is WWE. And you're right. Stardom is going to be a part of WrestleMania week in Vegas.
Yes, it is.
If ever there was a reason for Noah to go to Vegas, it would be to see Stardom and Dragon Gate live. And maybe find a cheap seat for stand and deliver.
I mean, it's one for the fruit on it and stuff like that. Yeah.
But that
Church,
means
cheap
Mina
WWE.
Shirakawa should be in Vegas.
Oh, Lord.
Think about it, Noah.
I don't need to think about it. There's enough said right there. I don't need to think
That's
about
enough
it.
reason for me to want to get Noah to Vegas, man, so he can see Mina Shirakawa live.
I did.
Because the entire Simply Reliable Studios hashtag wants Mina.
We all want Mina. Mina makes me happy. Anyway.
Mina makes him as happy as the bunny used to. I said it. I
Stop
mean it.
it!
Don't give me that. You know I'm right.
You stop that. You don't mention
Mina
her.
makes
You
him
don't
as happy as
anymore.
Lola makes me.
Stop me when I'm telling lies.
You always got to find a way.
Exactly.
Always got to find a freaking way. Again,
But we have got so much in store as we go to February, as we enter March. I just showed you the calendar for April, and we're still plotting dates. God only knows what can be added to our roster.
Well, again,
we're going to add the video games.
Well, again, Walter, you and I are going to level up starting with the game podcast. We know we're going to talk at least about the Nintendo Switch, too. And I know we had another thought in mind, maybe W2K25. And then we'll figure out maybe co-op Let's Plays that will be pre-recorded or we'll stay off camera. Or maybe we'll introduce, like I said, Japbox game nights. Why Saturday's the shenanigans. Maybe Sunday will be the tomfoolery. Who knows? We'll figure that out in the line, but we'll do a soft launch some point, folks, with at least one of those two things or three things in February. Stay tuned. And thank you for that, JJ. And again, folks, find me if you want to be part of the Predictions League and Foster 9016. It's as simple as that. But again, the form, it's in the comments down below. It's on my YouTube channel. It's on my Blue Sky. It's on my Twitter. I always call it the Twitter. It's on No DQ's official predictions panel comments section. You've seen it all throughout the descriptions below as well. So again, you have no reason to not be part of the league if you're a fan of professional wrestling, damn it. So join the fun. Your opinions and your predictions matter too. Here's the kickoff of the WWE PLE Predictions League. I want to give again a shout out to the 26 years so far that I submitted. Some great comments here. People with everything saying that it's going to be a good show, ought to be a fun one. Becky Lynch will return. Someone loves the Royal Rumble. They believe in Joe Hendry. AJ Lee better make a return. Yeet. Let's get ready to Rumble, ready for surprises. Can't wait. Hope for The Rock. This is going to be fun. Let's go, among so many other comments. I love seeing that enthusiasm, excitement, and the different dynamics when it comes to predicting across all things professional wrestling. Damn it. As only remind you and encourage you, there are no winners, no losers, no betters. Just fans of opinions with this passion we all share. And thank you, Nathan, Johnny Lance, for tuning in. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your attitude, treasure your family, subscribe to Rage of Wrestling, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. But again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell as video goes live on demand on any of our YouTube channels. Follow us here. We're just simple folk that enjoy this business, enjoy talking about, embracing it, covering it. And I assure you, our passion, our insane schedule building, our creativity, the City Predicting. It's not leaving anytime soon. City Predicting, of course, will be back for WWE Vengeance Day. Whatever February Fame TNA books for, dadgummit. And, of course, the first AEW pay-per-view of the year, Revolution. Other than that, stay tuned for watch-along, shenanigans, and other content across all of our platforms. Because you got the last impromptu. Who knows when I'll go impromptu again? It's out of nowhere. It was a lot of fun as me and the King pretty much in the summary of January. Whether or not that becomes a monthly thing, stay tuned. But again, I think we definitely have gone far long enough. And the man himself saying it, I couldn't say it any better. JJ, Walter, Justin, for Dwayne, for Chris, for DJ, for the Dominguez sisters that are always in the chat, for all of you that's been in the chat, for now just tuning in, whether live or on demand, for those that are fan professional wrestling, for those that are ready for Saturday night, Indianapolis. Let's do this. Let's freaking go. It is time to Royal Rumble. But as for right now, it is time to bid you all a fine adieu. So thank you again for tuning in. And until what literally will be Friday night, thanks to the reminder, tomorrow night when we cover for the first time ever that VIP all women's wrestling-based promotion. Make a positive impact in life. And of course, as always, have a good night. And thank you for tuning in once again to Simply Predicting. Have a good night, folks. Great job, everybody.
Bye, guys.
He's not the learning tree. He's far better. You respect him. Oh, good grief. We're all insane. And I just am part of the madness. I endure the madness and encourage it. And I hope it never ceases. So much wrestling, so much surprise. I believe that Joe Henry should not show up for the Royal Rumble. Save me from the Super Bowl. Please. Dadgummit. I don't need it. I don't need it, Joe Henry. You're motivational enough with the
name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Damn it, Walter. All right. Have a good night, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
You said it.
I know I said it. I'm my own worst enemy. Always, damn it.